So I decided to go and look up what exactly Forever Fae and the Ravens Crossing are actually about, and this is what I found. So basically, with Forever Fae, you have like the story of Princess Callista of the Summer Court, which, to my knowledge, because I have limited knowledge on fairies, but I believe the Summer Court is part of the Seelie Court, which is basically the good fairies. And basically there's this prophecy that proclaims that she's like destined to change the land of the Fae from the evil, determined to destroy it. And she has two guys who are vying for her heart, and one is her warrior friend named Merrick, and another one is the prince named Ryder. And let's see, there is another guy that we don't know his name because it doesn't list, but he wants to claim Callista and her secret power that she possesses, and he wants to make her his Dark Queen and take over the land of Fae. So basically, I guess the story is to see, will Callista be able to fulfill the prophecy? Will the dark, mysterious guy that we don't know the name of claim her as his own? I don't know, but it sounds good. And apparently there are 3 other books so far in that series. I don't know if there's going to be any more, but there are 3 other ones. So the Ravens Crossing is a bit more complicated for me to explain, but basically it tells like the story of 13 friends who go to Wildwood High, and apparently they discover that their families are keeping a lot of secrets, and they go on a journey and discover all these like natural talents that they have while they're trying to like uncover all these secrets. I don't know if I really explained that well, but that's the gist of what I got from the book description. But this one also, I think, has at least 3 more books in the series. The next book I got from a giveaway thing that they were doing on Tumblr by like the Riptide Publishing Company. So that one, I think I got like the book in March, but it was like a pre-order type thing, so I had to wait until like mid-April before it actually came out online. So it finally did, and the one that they ended up choosing for me was Bound to Be a Groom by Megan Mulry. And basically this book tells the story of 4 different people, and it is set in 1808 in the summertime, and Spain and England are close to being at war. And the 4 people that this book is about is Anna, Sebastian, Pia, and Farley. Farley apparently had a bit of an affair a couple years back with Sebastian, and he thought he was over him, but apparently he's not quite over him. And Sebastian, let's see, he is an aristocrat that craves submission, and he is interested in Anna's hand in marriage. Anna loves Pia, but she knows that she has to go and leave her Spanish convent to become a courtesan, I believe it is called, and in order to gain experience, she sets her sights on Sebastian. So, Pia is in love with Anna, and she trusts her completely until she learns about, like, this hasty little marriage thing between Sebastian and Anna. and then Pia starts to question their commitment to each other. Yeah. But anyways, I'm really glad that this was the book they chose for me because it sounds really interesting. I'm gonna look forward to reading about all these lovely people and how their lives entwine. And the only ebook that I actually bought was Beloved Pilgrim by Christopher Hawthorne Moss. And this ebook is basically set in like Crusades time, and it tells the tale of a person named Elizabeth. I think that's how you pronounce their name. But they were designated female at birth but identify as male, and basically their twin brother ends up dying, and they decide to adopt like their brother's identity. So now Elizabeth goes by Elias, and Elias is a knight, and he goes off and fights in the Crusades and all that good stuff. And I actually just started reading this one. I'm liking it so far. I'm not very far in, and at this point Elias, like the original Elias, is still alive, and I am shipping him so hard with Albrecht right now. I'm really loving that ship. And it kind of upsets me to know that, like, Elias is going to die, but I'm happy for Elizabeth. At least he gets to have his dreams come true, and he gets to be a knight just like his brother was supposed to be, and he gets to go off and fight. So I'm happy for him, and I'm happy that he isn't being forced to go into like that arranged marriage type situation. So I hope good things happen to him. Now we are done with the ebook portion of this, so I am going to head to the used books section. So the first book that I have is 1984 by George Orwell, and I first read this it was sophomore year, so 2 years ago. It's one of my favorite books. It's a dystopian type novel, unless you happen to like this type of society where they're watching your every move and controlling you and just very uncomfortable, in which case then maybe you would consider this a utopian, which means if you were to go and control this world, I would not be happy with that. No. But anyways, oh god. I forgot so much from this book, but I believe the main character is called Winston, and he works at one of like the government places, and there's like 3 different mottos in this book. I think they go on to say in the beginning, but I'm not sure. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. And I believe like there's like different ministries based off of all 3 of the like slogan motto things. But yeah, basically there's only like a couple major continents, I guess you would say, left in the world, and they're all constantly at war with each other, and it's constantly switching, and basically you just go with whatever the government is telling you, and you can be at war, though we don't really know if they're truly at war, but you could be like at war with one country and allied, or one continent and allied with another, and then the next second you're against the other one, you're allied with the other one, but then the government tells you, no, you were never at war with that other country, it was always this country you were against, and you were allied with that country, and blah blah blah. But basically you have like the thought police, and they're like watching your every movements and everything you say and do, and you're basically just watched all the time, and you can only think and do certain things. And if you dare to stand out and try to think for yourself, bad things happen, as Winston later finds out. So with the next one, I was originally kind of disappointed with the cover, because online it showed a different cover, and they gave me one with, I don't know, this like orangish color, and I'm not really a big fan of orange, and like this one's really simple compared to the other one. But as I stared at it for a few hours, I started to really like it, so I'm okay with it now. But this one is called Luna by Julie Ann Peters, and it basically tells the story of this person named Luna, who was designated male at birth and identifies as female, and basically they've kind of like hid what gender they identify as like all their life, and for like years they've presented only like as female at night in secrecy in like their basement bedrooms of their house, and they use like their sister's clothing and makeup and stuff to do that. But now I guess Luna is ready to finally come out and reveal their true self to their family, and I don't know, it sounded really interesting, and I don't know, this book I believe is told in their sister's point of view, and their sister is named Reagan. So the next one, you guys probably are familiar with too. This one lied to me about the condition of it a little bit, and it's a little bit out of shape, more than I'd like. But it is Lord of the Flies by William Golding, and this is one of my favorite books, and unfortunately, me being me, I don't like notice the totally obvious stuff, and it didn't really come to my attention until like I was reading something on Tumblr about this book. But this book has like a lot of racist stuff against indigenous people, and I never realized that, and it's really unfortunate. And I mean, I still like the book, but I don't like that it has that racist aspect to it, but still like it, and I like this cover too. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it has to have that racist stuff. But anyways, I first read this book my freshman year, and for whatever reason, it's one of the only books that I read in school, or just in general for that matter, where I can actually remember the majority of the things that happen in the book, and I can remember a lot of the like characters. But basically what this book is about is a bunch of like little British boys, like ranging in different ages. Like some of them were like, I think around like early teen-ish and like below, were on a plane going somewhere. I forgot where they were going. But their plane ends up crashing into this abandoned, like deserted island, and their pilot dies, so they're left all alone. And it shows how these civilized boys basically deteriorate into more savage ways, and how the attempts at democracy soon deteriorates, and yeah, I really like this book again, but yeah, a couple problematic things in it. Gotta admit, because I see that now. Thank you, Tumblr, for enlightening me more. Because obviously I can't see really obvious things. It sucks. Especially when you have to write essays and stuff. But, yeah. Favorite character in this was definitely Simon. So, the next book, I must warn you, even though the cover is like really, really, really gorgeous, like it's one of the best covers I've ever seen, if you are aquaphobic, like really, really aquaphobic, you may not want to look at the cover, and also you may not want to read the book, maybe. You'll see why when I start explaining, if you haven't already read it before. But it is Life of Pi by Yann Martel, and I first read this 2 years ago. Actually, that's the only time I read it, but yeah, I wanted to get like my own copy, and oh my god, it is so gorgeous. Like, I don't know, like I'm a little bit aquaphobic, so having that much water, it kind of like freaks me out a bit, but the cover is regardless very, very beautiful, and I don't think the screen like shows it as well, but it's seriously way beautiful. But it's basically about this boy named Pi Patel, and he is an Indian boy, and his family owns a zoo, and I forgot the reason why, but they decide to, I believe, move to Canada, and they're going to sell like all their zoo animals to like different zoos in America, I believe it was. So they go and board this like ship, and they put all their animals and everything on there. But then there's a storm, and something goes wrong, and everybody perishes, and the boat goes down, and the only ones to survive are Pi and a few of the animals. I believe it was an orangutan, what are those things called? A hyena, a zebra, and of course the tiger, and I don't know if there are any other, I think that was all the animals on there, but it basically tells about Pi's attempt to go and to try to survive when he is left to fend for himself on a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean alone with a bunch of animals. Yeah, serious stuff. But yeah, there's like a lot of like, I don't know what you would call it, but like this novel definitely has like themes where it's going like facts versus like fiction and imagination and stuff like that, and then religion versus science is definitely like a large part of the book, and I don't know. Like you kind of see that too, because like Pi will sometimes be talking about like his life, like living at the zoo with his family, like all this like scientific versus like different stuff, and then he'll also be talking about his beliefs, because I believe, I can't remember if he was Hindu or Buddhist at first. It was one of those. I think it might have been Hindu. But then he also became, I believe, I know a Christian. He became that, and I think he became a Muslim as well. I'm not sure. I think it was that one. But yeah, so he balanced like all three different religions and still kind of like had a scientific side as well. And I don't know, it just shows like his struggle to survive and to still have like hope and everything. But definitely love this novel. I think some people kind of like got bored with it though. As in like I think in some parts, if I remember right, it's a bit dry with like I don't know, just a bunch of like facts and stuff and like scientific talk. But I don't know. To me, it moved along pretty well, and I really liked it. But yeah, definitely want to reread this one. The final book I have is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, which I just read this one like a few months ago for my senior class. So this one can either be seen as like utopian or dystopian, but I think, or both. But I think most people consider it a dystopian, as do I, and it basically shows like the dangers that come along with progress and science and stuff. But basically in this world, everyone is like born out of a test tube, basically, if you can say born. But you're basically immune to all these diseases. Everybody has sex with each other. Nobody gets pregnant. It's all about pleasure. You're basically born into different like class systems. Sorry about that. Basically, they're born into different like caste type things, and they're like made to do certain jobs and like just be okay with their status and like oh god, I forgot. They're like conditioned to like behave in different ways and not like certain things and like certain things, and they have what is it called, hypnopedia or something like that, but like they do like different things, like when they're sleeping they go and like repeat different phrases like through like these like, what are they called, speakers or something, and basically it just gets ingrained into their minds, like different things. But yeah. Then this one guy named Bernard, he ends up, like, I think he ends up like falling for this one like particular woman in here. I forgot their name. I don't know. But basically, it's not acceptable in that society to be like tied down to one person for too long. Like you're expected to be in relationships with like multiple people at once and never like stay with certain people too long. And basically, they've been together like too long, and people are not liking that, and they end up like taking this journey to like this one place on Earth. It's like I think like around like New Mexico or something, but it's like this whole fenced-in society of what is left of like humankind before like all the wars and everything. And there they still have disease, they still like die naturally, and they usually only have like one partner, and they still give birth, which is a very sickening thing to the people in the civilized society now. And anyways, Bernard and the lady, I forgot her name, they end up traveling there, and then they come across this guy named John and his mother Linda, and Linda, I think, she used to be with like the like director. I don't know who it was. It was somebody like high up in like the civilized society, but she ended up getting like lost or something, and she was apparently pregnant with his child, and I guess he didn't know that, and he left her in this society. So anyways, Bernard winds up taking her back to the society, and stuff goes down. So yeah, that is all the books that I have for this time, but I did wind up buying some more books recently, and I have to wait for those to come in, but I'll have like enough for like a mini haul type like video soon. I just don't know when that'll be. I'm just waiting for everything to come in, but maybe in a week, maybe longer than that. Yeah. So, see you all around. Bye.